Hi, my name's Amber. Welcome to my channel. I review and recap reality TV shows. This one is a recap. This one is a recap of Love is Blind, Season 5, Episode 6. I have made previous videos on episodes 1 through 5. So if you want to check those out, go to my channel. If you're new here, hi. Thanks for coming to my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on the bell notification. That way you get notified when I put out a new video, which is a little bit inconsistent right now, but I'm trying to get on a roll with it. If you're a returning viewer, hey, how are you? Thanks for supporting me. Thank you. Thanks for your stay. So yeah, let's just get into it. I say let's get into it, and then I don't even got my notes up. Oh God. Here we go. Ruined the illusion. Okay. So I went back to the graphic. Last video I didn't. I had my head really big, but I've got a lot of stuff going on in the background. It was a little distracting. So we're just going to keep it a little tried and true. I really should update this graphic. I mean, because Miriam hasn't been relevant for a while. And spoiler alert, pause now. Pause now, okay? Chris isn't relevant either. So, yeah. But anyway, so episode 6 starts out. So they're basically just showing all the couples in paradise. We get like a funny little bickering kind of moment with Lydia and Milton, where Milton is picking out some shorts and he's like, oh, I'm gonna wear these gray shorts and I'm gonna wear this pink shirt with it, and she's like, no, wear the black shorts, that way you could kind of match with me. And he's like, matching, I get it, matching is a little corny, but I do like it. I mean, lots of couples do it. Maybe he's one of the people who don't want it, and he's like, gray and pink go together. She's like, okay. So yeah, that was a little funny, you know. Some people kind of interpreted it as like she's controlling and he's setting boundaries. I really don't think it was that serious. I think they just have this like kind of bickering nature, and she was, yeah, I guess kind of being persistent and annoying about it, but I don't think he took it that seriously. So I think some of these people who are reviewing this show just need to chill when it comes to them, because I feel like a lot of their interactions aren't as serious as other people are making it out to be. But okay. So Jailer, JP and Taylor, that's their couple name, I guess, Jailer. So Jailer went on a cute little date. They rode on four-wheelers, and afterwards they had like a little picnic. And Taylor asked JP, like, so how are you feeling? JP goes, girl, you need to show your freckles more. And she kind of just laughs it off, like, whatever. If I'm looking to the left over here a lot, it's because I have notes. So sorry about that. So they're just having a conversation basically about how they're feeling about the relationship. And she's like convincing him, like, hey, you just need to treat me like a normal human. Like, you've dated in the real world, right? And like you were just like normal with them. Like, literally just I'm a human. Just treat me like them. And it's weird when you have to go to the extent to make your man just treat you like a decent human being. Like, is this really the kind of relationship that you want? Like, he's just really quiet, awkward. He goes, well, hopefully things get better when we get back to Houston. She asks, like, so what are your fears? And he's like, well, I'm just afraid that you're gonna leave me. And she's like I'll give this more time to see if things change. And he's just like, don't give up on me, please don't give up on me. Okay, JP. Izzy and Stacy, they go on their date. They go mini golfing. They're being flirty. Stacy basically tells him, like, you're such a macho guy. I'm surprised that, like, you're not more forward with me, like, more aggressive sexually. Not aggressive. Well, I guess kind of like aggressive. Like what's that couple? Jackie and Marshall. Like Jackie was saying, you know, Stacy wasn't being like a total ass about it like Jackie was, but I mean, yeah, that's basically what she says. And he's like, I'm a little shy. And she's like, okay, you know. She's like, listen, throw me around, literally choke me out, pull my hair, beat me. I don't care. Let's get adventurous. That's not what she says. That's really not what she says. But I mean, she sounds like she wants to get freaky. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm trying to like, my light is making me look so pale. It's like, oh my God. So Jailer, I keep doing that. Taylor and JP are in bed at the end of the night. She's like, we aren't where we should be compared to the other couples. JP's like, well, you're not getting past the awkward part. Keep bringing it up. Now, JP has a point. She does bring it up quite a lot. Like, you're being awkward. You're being awkward. You're being awkward. So it's the next day. My my mic cut out. So here I'm just continuing with the conversation with JP and Taylor on the bed, and yeah, I'm just saying she wouldn't have to bring it up if JP was being so awkward. So, like, maybe if he wasn't awkward and, like, clearly not getting past it, because why would you still be awkward if you aren't feeling awkward about something? You know what I mean? So she wouldn't have to bring it up if he was the one getting past it. But now he's turning around, of course, saying that she's not the one getting past it, of course. So then he's like, well, this all pretty much started the first day we met at the reveal. And she's like, well, no, hang on, I think it was actually the first day of the getaway, the honeymoon. And he's really not understanding the fact that she's trying to get past the awkwardness by just being a normal person and having a conversation. She's sensing how awkward he is, and maybe is making her feel insecure, maybe resentful, maybe she's just pissed, I don't know. But he's saying you bringing it up is what's making it awkward. No, it's you. So she asked what changed after the pods. He goes, well, I know that you wanted to look your best, but if you would have been barefaced, I would have liked that better. She's like, so the fact that I had makeup on made you communicate with me differently? And he's like, well, it felt like you were being a fake person. And she's pissed, and rightfully so. He goes, you got a caked up face, fake eyelashes. I had makeup on my jacket. That's my only one, girl. I don't have a washing machine. I live in the South. We got scrub boards, washboards and buckets, and that's all we got. Clearly, I'm just kidding about that. But I just think this is so ridiculous. I mean, if he's not giving us anything, so I just have to assume that, like, he's just not feeling her. He's got some old, weird views of what it means for women to wear makeup. And let me tell you something, JP. Like, she has eyelash extensions. You think those pretty curly long ass eyelashes are natural? They're not. She's probably got some filler, and that's fine. She looks great, with or without it, I'm sure. But JP wouldn't know. So why is he acting like it's such a big deal? And that means she's fake. How does that mean she's fake? She's like upset. She's like, I'm done. She walks off. Then she comes right back. What was the point of walking off? She probably was like, ugh, I shouldn't do that. Let me come back, She's explaining herself to him. There's no reason she has to explain herself to him. She goes, I wore makeup in front of you one time. Now, Taylor, you wore makeup on the first day. You wore makeup like on the beach thing, like when you guys all met up on the beach. Like, you have definitely worn makeup. Just the light makeup, but you have worn makeup. So, I wouldn't be saying I haven't worn makeup this whole time. You literally have. But, like, to be honest, like, she doesn't look that different without makeup. Like, she really doesn't. She doesn't cake up her face. Even when, and I'll pull up a picture, even when she met him on the reveal, she wasn't, like, she didn't look that different. She just didn't. So, JP, what the hell? Men wouldn't know if you were wearing makeup anyways. They think of eyelash extensions and a little bit of blush and, like, a little bit of, like, eyeshadow. They think that's natural, that people look up, like, wake up like that. Like, no, you wouldn't know if people had makeup on anyways. So I don't know what you're getting so upset about. Whatever. Like, and I'm not saying that JP can't have a preference. Like, he can have a preference all he wants, but the whole point of this experience is to get to know people and try to make a connection with them despite how they look, okay? She can look over your ugly ass troll face and the gap tooth that she was complaining about. Why can't you get over the fact that she wears makeup sometimes? I don't understand. It's like none of that matters actually. It's all about her wearing makeup. I mean, it's not even the fact that she's like ugly. Like, sometimes, like, couples just do not, when they see each other, they're not attracted to each other. So that's one thing. But he's mad at, like, the opposite, basically. Like, she's making herself, and I guess this is subjective, but she's making herself arguably, like, more attractive per se. And he's like, no. It's just like, I don't know. That alone seems really superficial, just stupid. Just a stupid excuse. there's something else going on, right? I think Jay Shanice was like, he's got a secret family. I was like, girl, if he had a secret family, now that would be absolutely fucking nuts. I would lose my fucking mind. Oh my god. So then he like goes on and he's like, I don't get why you're upset, Taylor. 99% of women would love to hear that I prefer a woman without makeup. Like, so I don't get why you're upset. Well, I'll tell you what, JP, it's not 99% of women, but I am a part of the 1% of women who wants men to stay out of women's fucking business. What we do with our faces and our bodies is our fucking business. And we're not here to fucking make you feel any type of way. Okay? We're here to feel good about ourselves. We're not here to please you and what you think. Okay? So you can have that preference all you want, but she doesn't have to stick around and she doesn't have to put up with your shit. So bye with that. Bye with that. Taylor's like, okay, like I'm gonna go. This isn't constructive anymore. She's like slowly packing. And like during this whole thing too, I forgot to mention he's wearing a fucking USA America jersey. I'll put a picture over there. I cannot. The next morning, like everyone's packing to go home. Stacy and Izzy, Milton and Lydia, they're all like, woo, we're going home. Oh my god, all of our clothes stink, blah, whatever. Then it cuts to a scene where JP is wearing normal fucking clothes, a yellow shirt and shorts, and he's sitting, clearly like waiting to meet up with Taylor, and Taylor comes walking in. They sit down. So JP opens up with like, listen, I know we've been going through a lot of bad shit and like I know it's partly my fault, but I still want to push through even though we don't have anything in common anymore and I don't really like you. I guess I still want to push through with stuff. It's like, JP, are you low-key like a clout chaser or something? You want that internet money? You want to get sponsored, huh? You want to get, what's that shit that Joe Rogan sells? You want that sponsorship, don't you? JP, why? What exactly are you fighting for here? Taylor's like, look, I love the guy in the pods. In person, clearly it's completely different. And Taylor says, or JP says, like, what do you think changed? Didn't you talk about that last night? What do you think changed? Like, JP, it changed when you saw her. Like, you admitted it. So why are you asking her in this instance? Okay. She's like, listen, we aren't really making progress. And she's like, you aren't the person I fell in love with at in the pods. And she's like, and the makeup thing was just an excuse. So she goes, look, we should go home. We shouldn't live together, though. We shouldn't be engaged. I'm done with this. I'm really happy Taylor didn't drag this out. I'm happy she stood up for what was right for her. I'm glad she didn't give in to like his bullshit. Even though I know she's sad, I mean, ultimately, I think she would have been a lot worse being in a relationship with him. So kudos to her because it is hard leaving a relationship. It really is, especially on national television. So then it cuts to Stacy, Izzy, Lydia, and Milton. They all get their phones back. They're all going back to Houston. Stacy, the first scene is like Izzy and Stacy is literally wearing the most unflattering top. I don't know. It is not a cute top. But I mean, it's her life. And if she likes it, that's great. But just my opinion. It's just not, it doesn't look good on you. Stacy, you have a lot of cute clothes. I like your sense of style, but this isn't, no, Stacy, no. And like, I'm not the arbiter of style. I mean, I'm literally wearing like my husband's like oversized, like, I don't know what sweater. I got it like zipped up. I don't know why, but I mean, I don't know. Like if I had her figure, I'd be wearing a lot of cute stuff. I'll tell you that much. Shoot. And that ain't it. No. Also, Izzy's talking to her and he's wearing like a flat bill hat. And it like doesn't even like it. Oh gosh, it looks like too big, like around here. Like it looks like a little loose, and I don't really like that. Like Izzy, just show off your bald ass head. Like that's fine. You being bald is just fine. Okay, don't feel insecure about it. Lots of guys are bald. Just The hat looks worse, Izzy. The hat looks worse, okay? So then it goes to Milton and Lydia, and Lydia's like, the best part about being married is coming home to somebody after a long day of work. And she comes home at like 5 to 6, mind you. And so then the next scene is them on the couch, and Milton gets this text from his boss like, hey, Milton, you and so have to come in for the night shift covering this project or whatever. And Milton's like, damn, like, I'm going to probably be working nights for a while because like me taking my this vacation to go to Love is Blind in Mexico and stuff, like that cut into the project, so like I'm gonna have to work nights. She's like, what time do you work? He's like 6:30 is when I go in, 6:30 p.m. And she's like, shit. And he's like, look, we only work 3 days a week or 4 days a week, so it's not that big of a deal. And she's like, okay, you know. So I don't really understand what they're talking about in the pods. Isn't this something that they are talking about? Like work, how's their day-to-day life? How are they going to mesh their lives together? Like, isn't this something that seems to be a theme with these couples on this season, is that they don't talk about stuff like that. Like, and you'll know what I'm talking about later when it comes to Stacy and Izzy, but anyways, like me and my husband, we work opposite shifts. We have many times in the past, there was a point where we worked the same shift. I don't know. I don't mind working opposite shifts. It makes some things harder, especially since we have like kids and dogs and like other responsibilities. But honestly, like when we do have time off together, I feel like it makes our time off a lot more special. Like I cherish it more. I plan things, like just making the most with what I got. And I don't know, it's not that bad, Lydia. It'll be fine. So the next scene is Stacy and Izzy. They're talking in bed. And Stacy's like, my family is super excited to meet you. And like super excited that I'm with somebody that I want to marry. And Stacy's like, I'm worried you're gonna change your mind about us, and I know your mom said she has doubts. And Izzy's like, well, it was more so referencing the fact that like she doesn't want my heart to get broken. She's skeptical of this experiment. She's saying that also she knows that I being Izzy, know how you are. And he's like, well, I'm not always confident in my partners, and I find some flaw and then break up with them. And she's like, well, that's exactly what I'm fucking worried about. So I guess thanks for that. She didn't say that. I'm adding that in, but like, I mean, she's like, okay. um, he's like, but listen, I love you unconditionally, though. I don't know why she falls through this hook, line, and sinker. Listen, there is no unconditional love in adult relationships. There just isn't. Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, I'm gonna love you no matter what? I'm going to love you despite any flaws, even if there are things that are my red flags, my, like, absolutely not. I'm not going to get with this person because of this. Like, you might still have love for them, but you can't really develop a deep, meaningful relationship with someone that you have huge conflicts with, you know, who has these red flags. What are they called? Like, deal breakers. Like when these people have these deal breakers, how can you just sit there and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna love you unconditionally? Like, it's not unconditional. Like, if my husband decides that he's gonna be cheating on me, I can't love him fully anymore. Maybe I can have love for him, maybe I can mourn what we had, but I can't love somebody like that. You know what I mean? Not really, not truly in my heart. I can't give my love to somebody like that, because someone like that has the opposite morals of me. They don't have respect for me. They don't have respect for the life that we built. So, like, I want to say, sure, I love so and so unconditionally. No, the only people I love unconditionally are my children. My children can, I mean, you know what I mean? A mother's love is truly unconditional. And so saying this is really fucking weird. I don't like it. And Stacy's like, I feel better. Like, why? Why do you feel better? To me, that's a red flag right there. Like, really? I could do anything and you would just love me no matter what. No, it's not the truth. And I'm sick of people saying that. Okay. The next scene is with Lydia and Milton, and they go to see Milton's apartment. Basically, she goes there. She talks shit about his ugly ass carpets, which are literally like cow print. And then she meets his roommate Josh, and Josh and Milton talk about how much they love Pokemon. And hey, I love Pokemon too. I always have, and my son's getting into it actually. He has this cool binder with all these Pokemon cards. It's really great. But anyway, so basically that's all they talk about. And then Josh is like, "Yo, you got a really good catch with Milton. Like, he's smart, he's awesome. Like, and you guys seem awesome. Blah blah blah." And so that was that basically. Kind of boring, whatever. Milton keeps bringing up the fact that he wants to get litty. Let's get litty. How cringe. Stop saying litty, okay? No one's said let's get lit in so fucking long. Like, I swear to God, I haven't heard that since 5 years ago, at least. So the next scene is Stacy and Izzy, and they're going to Stacy's house, which she's currently renovating. It's like a 3-story house. I can't really say it looks nice because it's literally being renovated right now. But like the living room, I mean, I was expecting a lot. I was expecting a lot more, but it's being renovated. So I don't know. It is what it is about that. But so then they go to the kitchen. Now her kitchen is nice, and she makes a whole like display of like, "Oh, you see my glassware? You see my silverware?" It's like, okay, it's glassware and silverware. That's dishes that I gotta wash. What's so great about that? Anyways. So they're finally having the money talk, I guess. I guess when Stacy is like, let's keep things light in the pods, she really meant like, let's literally talk about nothing important. Only the fact that we have fun together and we're flirty. It's like real life is not fun and flirty all the time. Like, it can be, but it's not. So this money talk, she goes, this is really uncomfortable to talk about. Well, too fucking bad. How are you supposed to know if you guys are compatible on that front without having that conversation? This to me is a red flag that Izzy should have for Stacy. Like, she's going to put on important conversations and she's going to live in La La Land, you know, probably because she obviously grew up wealthy. And like I'm not going to draw too many conclusions. I don't know her history or whatever, but I'm assuming she was given a lot of things. She does say she has to work hard and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But like, also, like, you grew up wealthy. And like, I found out that her dad is like owns some oil company or something, or at least is like an executive in one. So like, very wealthy indeed. And I don't know. It's just silly for her caring so much about money. Why is it just now that they're having the money talk? And then she's like, well, you know, if you live in this house, like, I have 2 HVAC systems. That's going to cost $20K to fix. Do we got that? And he's like, yeah, we're going to have that. We're going to go 50-50. And she's like, cool. Well, what about dinner? And he's like, well, 50-50 on that too. And she's like, no. Why do you care so much? I mean, you are a hard worker. You're a boss ass bitch. You got your own house. Like, if Izzy wasn't there, you'd be replacing 2 HVAC systems. So like, I don't understand like why he always needs to pay. I just don't think this shit matters. I really don't. When me and my husband go out, well, we have a shared banking account, but like, we just pay, like we just give our card and that's it. Like, we share money. And you know, that's not everyone's philosophy. There are a lot of people who have split bank accounts, but like, you guys could get a joint account where you could have put money into it, and then you could have your own separate money. I don't know why this has to be such a big deal, and she's acting like it's a big deal, in my opinion. And poor Izzy looks like he's about to cry. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but his eyes were literally like teared, like there was tears about to spill over in this man's eyes. I was just like, Izzy, it's not that big of a deal. Even though she's making it to be a big deal, it's really not. So yeah, this conversation's giving Stacy's materialistic. And I mean, in my opinion, I don't want to be with a materialistic person. You know, I am materialistic to an extent, but I'd rather go out to eat. You know, granted, like, you know, I'm not in her tax bracket. You know, I'm very like middle American. I'm very just like average American, make average wages or whatever. I don't want to spend a ton of money on shit that I don't like. She's got like designer clothes and stuff. I could think of a billion things to buy other than designer clothes. I could give a fuck about designer clothes. Like, how about we go have a fun experience? Why do we have to have designer clothes? And there's some people who are probably like, whoa, we could do both. But like, I don't know. I make middle America money, okay? So like I can't afford both. It's either I have designer things or I get to go do fun things. And I'm sorry, I'd rather go do fun things. This is why I don't know. I don't personally like a materialistic person. So if Izzy can vibe with that, cool. But I would not. This would be her second red flag for me. Also, another thing is like money is like one of the top reasons that people get divorced. So like, why wouldn't you talk about this before the wedding day? Okay. And then the last scene is Aaliyah and Uche. They're at a restaurant, very fancy. Aaliyah, oh my gosh. Aaliyah is just so beautiful. She is just like out of this world gorgeous. I swear she could have any hairstyle. She could wear whatever she wants. She's gonna look good. And I'm just jealous. And also I love her. So fine. And anyway, so her and Uche meet up. She's like, Uche, I love you. I care about you. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, she's really like laying it on thick. She's like, you're the only man I've ever cared about. I still think about marrying you. I wanted to be with you. Why did you leave? Granted, I know why you left. It's understandable why you left. But, like, I just feel like she's just giving in. Like, you left for a reason, probably on a whim. And maybe you're regretting that now, but I feel like you should trust that gut instinct. Like, just leave this man. Like, there is no. He's manipulative. And, he looks very pleasant. He's like just listening to her, and she's basically begging for him. I don't know. Aaliyah, I don't really like the way that you left Uche. It is understandable. I think that you were giving him mixed signals. And this is a little different from my last video when I was like, good, why are you confused, Uche? Why are you confused by why Aaliyah left? Like, it's obvious why she left. Okay. To be fair, I did watch the scene where the last date that they had before Aaliyah left, and Aaliyah was like, yeah, everything's fine. I still want to marry you. And he asked about a ring. She's like, I want you to pick out whatever ring feels best. Clear indicator to me that he was going to propose, and then she just like up and leaves. And of course the producers had to leave the fucking journal in there, so poetic. Like, oh my god. I mean, granted, she probably left it behind, but the producers put that journal in Uche's room, in the pod. But it's like, Aaliyah, you had a gut instinct and you ran, and then now you're meeting up with him, basically begging him back. It's like, why didn't you stay? Like, if you love him so much, because even on the phone when they talked, like, she must have it must have been less than 24 hours, and they talked on the phone in the previous episode, and she was just like, yeah, I still love you. I didn't think this would be the end of us or whatever. But it's like, you didn't think that leaving the pods and the experiment would be the end of them, especially when you didn't say anything to Uche. Now, granted, I am not on Uche's side, okay, but Uche is right about this one thing. Like, she shouldn't have left like that. She really shouldn't have. Like, even though Uche is manipulative and a hypocrite, like, he did deserve at least a little bit of an explanation. You could have wrote a note. I don't know. Anyways, that's basically how the episode ends. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I know this is kind of like all over the place. This video is probably going to be put up late. It's already like 9, which just sucks, but it's fine. So if you're a new subscriber, thanks so much if you're a new viewer, thanks so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. Make sure to turn on the bell notifications. Leave me a comment. What did you think about this episode? Leave me a comment. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's episode. Bye.